Hello, Born Review Nation. Gabe,
Nick,
and we're here today to review another Amazon show that you guys asked us to review. And you know what? After having reviewed Sacred Games, okay, my boy Nawaz, you already know I love Nawaz. And then we reviewed Family Man. We're like, man, sometimes in shows you get so much more because there's a lot of character development and there's a lot more time to build the story. Plus, they told us that what's the main actor in it?
Oh, it's the professor.
I know all things.
Sultan from Gangs of Wassaipa. I mean, this guy's in everything.
I still remember his line. I love it. He's like, I got a BA degree, I got this degree, I got that degree, I got 3 masters, I got this, whatever. I know all things. I love that scene.
And that's our introduction. That was our introduction to this actor.
Right.
His name is Pankaj Tripathi. That was our first introduction to him, and he's such a different character in that movie than anything else we've seen him in so far.
Absolutely.
He is, so yeah. Sorry to interrupt you there. We're doing episode 1 today. We are going to do every episode, unlike the Forgotten Army. We're going to do every single episode so we can get everything we want to say about each episode for Mirzapur. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but Mirzapur is the name of the place that this takes place in.
Right.
And, you know, we got a mobster type family going on that's leading this whole thing. They are called the Tripathis. No.
I looked at it like Tripedi.
But anyways, this guy, Pankaj, in this show, he is already my favorite part. This guy does a phenomenal job in this first episode. I'm assuming the rest of the show, he is so controlled and so focused. He knows exactly who his character is, and he becomes that character instantly. Now, on IMDb, his character's name is Akanda Tripathi. I thought his name was Colleen in the show.
Right.
I'm getting confused with all these different names. But the father, he did a phenomenal job. Pankaj did a fantastic job. But there's just so much to go in this show, so let's just start at the beginning. We have his son, Mana, who is just, he's talking to the license plate where it says the King of Mirzapur. And he's basically already talking about how he's the prince, and he's going to take over one day, and he doesn't want to be in his father's shadow without saying so many words. That's the impression we get.
Right.
He's goofing around at some wedding. He's just shooting his gun, trying to scare people, and he accidentally shoots the groom of the wedding,
at his
and
wedding
he dies.
Day. And then it's like nothing. And I think the first thing that you show is that this kid's a screw up because he's doing drugs right there on the car, okay? Let's just get that out of the way. And that's part of the reason he did that, because he's intoxicated. But he didn't even try to hide the fact that it happened.
He didn't care.
He didn't care. And I'm like, what are you doing? The implication. It was insane to me. Later on, we find out because of the power his father has, why he didn't expect anything to happen to him.
Right.
But still, like, why would you even put yourself in that situation? You know what I mean?
My first thought when I watched this episode was, all of these people are crazy. I mean, every single one of these characters are nuts. And you see, we get introduced to the father where he's talking to those guys, and the guys complain about how he hurt his hand because he had a bad shooter, and so a bad gun. And so what does the guy do?
He says, get him another gun.
You know, I care about you. Get another one. Go ahead and try it out if it works. I didn't see this coming whatsoever.
Did not see it coming.
Shoots it, and that one blows up in his hand too.
It was
and then the fingers just on the gravel, and they run it over.
His hand looked like Jello. And then the fingertip is on the ground, and then the car goes, he runs it over. That was grimy, but I love
squished it.
Like you said, he's so reserved in his role, so different from anything else we see. He just says, take him to the hospital. like nothing.
Bad for business. Take him to the hospital.
It's bad for business.
Oh, man.
Now, me, personally, I was thinking they should probably kill this guy right now because it is bad for business, that the word's going to get out that his guns are bad, but then later on you figure out if you need a gun, you're going to get it from them because they control all the guns there. What are you going to do? You know what I mean?
And that right there shows us why he was so mad, because he said, how'd you get that gun? Oh, I bought it for $1,500. You spent it for $1,500. He's probably mad because he didn't use the gun on his permission, or he didn't go through him. Right. I mean, this guy is ruthless, but I mean, running over that finger was crazy.
Guys, we're talking about this the first 5 minutes of the episode. Oh, I was sold.
So then we get introduced into the other family too, one by one. I had no idea that at the college that Gudu and Bablu, I had no idea that they were going to be the lawyer's son until we see them at the dinner table, and when we see that, and what happens in the episode happens, I'm like, oh no, this is going to be crazy. But you have Gudu, who's been working out. He's sitting there doing the curls in class.
He's in class. And I remember guys like this in high school, too. Just pumping the iron while they're in class. Like, dude, you better hit them books, all right, dude? You're going to get cut off the team.
He wants
with
to
your C+ average.
He wants to win, the equivalent of Mr. Universe in his town. And he thinks is going to... I mean, he wants to have a better life. He wants to have recognition is what he really wants. His brother there, we found out his brother. He's a thinner guy. He seems more like a studious kind of guy who he wants to go. What did he say he wanted to do for his career? I can't remember. He wanted to go in a different line of work than just notoriety. But
he was gonna get some type of government job. He's really smart. That's
job.
What his brother was saying.
Take
and
the
then
exam.
As we leave them, we also are introduced to their sister, right? Their sister's best friends with, I guess, the really hot chick, you know what I mean, for the campus. Yeah, they're both pretty hot. But we're introduced to the sister, and okay, now these are the three siblings. Again, next scene we see this lawyer. This lawyer, which is, you see his character right away. He's sitting wait on a bench, ready to go into court, or waiting to go into court, I should say. And some random guy comes up to him and says...
That scene was awesome.
He says, you're going to be on whatever case, right? And he's like, yeah? And he's like, yeah, I think it should be a hung jury or something like that. You shouldn't do your best today. He said, what? So the guy pulls out a huge knife. I mean, a big... filet old fish knife or something, man. Puts it on the thing. And he says, I don't think you should perform your best today. It should be a hung jury. And then what does he do?
He pulls out his gun, he puts it down, and before he can think, he just starts smacking the guy. He beats the junk out of this guy, throws him down the stairs. One of his assistants has to stop him and say, forget about it. I mean, this guy, he is no joke. He reminds me of Harvey Dent.
Right.
He's not going to be scared by these punks and these thugs or whatever. He's going to go do his job, and he almost, feeds off of his passion for doing the right thing and getting rid of all this crime and whatnot. I thought that was awesome. It instantly established who Mr. Pandit is and what he's all about. Long story short, he gets a new case file after that, and it's the case of Muna shooting the groom in the eye and killing him. And all this stuff happens in the college. You got Muna going after this guy who has the audacity to run against him for class president. And so Gudu helps him because he wants to be on his good side. They beat the crap out of this guy. And then it all comes to a head where we are at the Tripathi's house, and they're having dinner, and the father's upset because of his situation with shooting the groom. And there's a whole lot that happens. We're trying to keep this review under 10 minutes. So there's...
A police chief comes and tells him, listen, your son got identified. Your son got identified. He shot somebody.
Sweetie's dad, by the way.
Yeah, Sweetie's dad. So, he's even got cops in his pocket or whatnot. So his dad's upset. He said, I'll take care of it, whatever. So he grabs his boys. He grabs his thugs. They go over to the lawyer's house.
They built it up perfectly because then you realize the two sons belong to the lawyer, that they're all part of the same family. The girl, they're all part of the same family, and they're going to have this run-in. And this is a fantastic sequence in the entire show.
This scene was insane to me, man. You have the two brothers there with the dad. They're singing happy birthday to him, right? They got the birthday kid out, got the sister, and here comes...
And there's already all kinds of tension about what are you going to do with your life and all that kind of stuff.
He comes and the son we're talking about and brings the shotgun, puts it on the table. So he's like, yeah, that's me. You're going to drop this case. And he's telling the dad, and dad says, well, what if I don't drop it? The dad got guts. I was thinking at one point, though, you're putting your family in danger, man. I would have probably, if I'm being honest, okay, I consider myself to be an ethical person. But am I going to risk my family's life, at least with them right then and there? No. I would probably say, okay, I'm going to drop the case, make sure I relocate my family, get them in some kind of police protection, and then maybe prosecute the case or give it to somebody else.
There's two ways to look at it. I mean, he's used to being threatened. And they even mention it, the family mentions it, where, and maybe it's an episode 2, that review's coming up pretty soon, where, you do this, you put us in danger, why can't you back off? And he just can't do it. And so he's stubborn like that, to where even when, like you're saying, the wolf is in your house and staring at you with the gun, and he has a pride, he still won't back down. And so then all chaos breaks out. They're fighting over who gets the gun. Gudu's trying to figure out, what am I going to do? He starts beating the rocks out of this one guy. We have the mom with her gun that the husband had, who's bragging about it, and she's shooting people's ears off that are laying on the clock. That was crazy. My ear.
The dinner forks.
Oh yeah, the dinner forks. I mean, that guy, give me another fork. Boom. And you see the guy's hands like this. I mean, this was It wasn't great just because the violence accentuated. It reminded me of like Tarantino or something. But it was what was going on, and it was as you're watching, you're knowing yourself. This is the first episode. There are going to be some repercussions that come from this.
Absolutely.
And so eventually they get. I mean, Gudu is beating the junk out of Muna on the floor. He eventually stops. I thought he had killed Muna, and then that was going to be the end of that. But no, he gets back, and the episode ends with them expecting some kind of retaliation. The dad gets the call, finds out what happens, and so calmly just calls the other guy and says, take care of it. Summons those two boys.
Yeah, go get them. And I was like, oh boy, here it goes. So they're in the house, they're waiting, and they're talking about the aftermath of what's happened. And here comes these, probably 10 dudes, machine guns, AK-47s,
yep.
And the dad goes up. Like you said, the guy's brave. The dad said, I'm ready to go. And he said, no. He doesn't want you. He wants the two boys. And now the dad's kind of realized, like, oh, man, I really did screw up. So he says, you got 2 minutes. You either come or we come get you. Or you either come to him or he's going to come to you. So the two boys are like, okay, what are we going to do? They get in the car and they start driving to the Tripedi house. Man, that is the worst cliffhanger ever.
And my question right now is, what does he want to do with these guys? What's going to happen? Are they going to kill off these two boys? I remember them being in the trailer, having what I thought was a prevalent role. Can't wait to see what happens next. You'll find out our thoughts in our episode 2 review. But we made this quick. We wanted to get just our quick thoughts to you before we get to the next one. If you want a longer review for the next one, let us know in the comment section. But this episode, I'm already sold. I cannot wait to watch the next episode. We're going to talk about that one.
We're going to hold off on giving a grade until the end of the season.
Oh, yeah, totally.
So we're not going to give a grade for every episode. But we're loving the show, and it's absolutely a must-watch. Must-watch. This show is insane. Oh.
And I mentioned with Family Man that there's a lot of shows that I hate episode 1 because it takes a while to get into it. This one got me into it right away. I love the father's character. I love the lawyer's character as well. There's just so much to love. And we'll get our next review out to you soon. I can't talk right now. I'm so excited.
But, all right, guys. Well, until next time, again, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button. Check out our Patreon page as well. Leave us some comments. We love interacting with you guys on the comments. And until next time,
adios.
I know all things.